Let's go with this one. Yes, if you were waiting for my hot chocolate. I'm going to work on the robot game. I'm doing another dark one. Seems to just look a bit better for my brain when I'm tired. And my camera's not that good anyway. I've got the fish tank light on over there, but this camera is reversed, so I guess that's just this. I could show you what that is. Let's jump over to here. So I was working on the build for this, and I have this build processing script that I was messing around a little bit with it, but essentially it means that, just wait for this to compile, it means that every time I run a WebGL build, it will ask me if I want to upload that to itch, and I have a little config file that says what project to push it to, and so now it's up. And this appears to not be running after it's been sitting here for ages, so not too surprising. I'll just refresh that. Is it like this for magnifier? I'm going to find my key shortcut for magnifier. I just opened magnifier, but I'm not sure where it is loaded. What monitor it would have opened on. There we go, got it. It's just taking its time. So if I make this more big, maybe pop it over here. There we are. That should let you see. So here we go. That is where. Oh, should keep my cursor still. That is where you can see the game. It's this URL just below me, but /commandbots. Or you can just go to fertlepixel.itch.io and you can grab it from there. Okay, how do I make magnifier close? There we go. And I think I fixed up the viewport, so it should basically work to fit it in the viewport without everything breaking. But you can't really see what's going on with these robots being produced. They're being built every 5 seconds, but yeah, you just can't see that happening. So I thought that's what I would do tonight, just make that happen. And I think this lighting from over here is happening because that monitor has a bunch of white things on it. But that's fine. I think that gives some good contrast. I'm just going to close that so that I'm not running the game in 2 places at once. And yeah, if you're curious about the editor scripting that gets those things working, then I can share that. Can show how it works, but it's basically based on a video by Warped Imagination on YouTube. Which is this channel here. I can pop that in the chat. There. So yeah, it tends to make some pretty good content for setting things up nicely if you're more of a advanced user and don't want to mess about with unnecessary steps. Yeah, especially things like making your own editor tools. There are some really good videos about that. I'm not sure where the one that this is based on would be. I might have favorited it at some point. But yeah, there's some really good stuff in there. Pretty much nothing on this channel has been what there's no padding. It's all just quality content. I think this is also where I got the tip to have a script that will open the project directly in Unity without having to open Unity Hub first, which speeds things up a bit. Yeah, there's lots and lots of good stuff on here. Anyway, there's a video somewhere about building builds. That was more about emailing builds to beta testers, like sort of building a zip or something, or using making a installer. So it might have been something like this, but I just modified that, and instead it's hooking into Butler, which is the automation tool for itch.io. So it will run a Butler push, which basically just makes a new process and says that's going to be a Butler process, and gives it the relevant args and runs that. And so, yeah, it means I don't have to mess about making a zip and uploading it. I just have to click yes on a dialog and then it shows up. Anyway, enough about that. I wasn't going to spend today doing that. What I'm going to do is make some extra bars because there are other things going on in these factories. So here's a factory right here, and I should get that magnifier going again, actually. Because if I just pop that somewhere at the bottom here, I think that's going to make it a lot easier to see some things on stream. Why does it take a million years to load? Oh well, when it gets there. Here we are. I'll just pop a magnifier like down here. Just move Visual Studio up a bit. That's not Visual Studio, that's my taskbar. Can I undo that? Apparently not. Apparently we just need to, there we go, get it back down to there. Well, that did push Visual Studio up. It's going to be partially behind me, but that's fine. I think it'll give the idea. Whoa, that is really laggy. So there we go, got it. I wonder if that's just the magnifier adds a lot on there. Well, I hope that's not going to be too distracting. Let's give it a go for a little while. Let me know in chat if it's annoying. This is my little config, by the way. So it's got my account on Itch. It's got the name of the game and the name of the release track, and that's all it has. And that's just read into that script at an appropriate time. But anyway, so what I'm dealing with now, though, is this is a hittable object, and so it has a health bar with the health bar prefab. I want to add some other bars to factories, because factories have got metal and energy production. None of this is kind of relevant yet, because you're not, you're producing robots, but they're built slow enough that there's always plenty of resources. But one day they'll be resource constrained. So I want a metal bar and an energy bar. And we've also got like a cost per robot, and we've also got the robots. I don't think it's showing up here, but the robots have a build time and costs in resources, and they will build. They'll have some build progress whenever they can, based on sort of the maximum progress they could make in the amount of time in a frame, as long as there's enough metal or energy to afford it. So I also want to make a build progress bar. Maybe I'll put that at the bottom. So let's go with some different colors for those bars. But first of all, why don't I just zoom in here and I'll grab myself a health bar prefab to start with, because it's going to be very similar. And it might even be the same bar with different coloring. Not sure. Okay, so we'll just pop that one 0. And one above 0 because 0 is not very good spot. Although I think it was actually up 0.4 as well. So that's where I've got the health bars. Oh, hey, what's that? Oh, got new follower. I can't see it properly because of this. Oh, it went away. Well, thanks for the follow. This is an online casino ad that is following me. Or an AI has gone rogue, but it doesn't quite understand how language works. Oh well. Engagement's engagement. It could be a bot. I don't mind. It's a follow. If it helps me get to one of the Twitch tiers that lets me get receive bits, that kind of thing, then it's fine. As long as it's not bothering anyone too much. It does have the word scam in the name, which is interesting. So maybe some kind of a troll that's pretending to be a bot. I think there's some kind of message there trying to convince me to do something and I'll get money. But it's incoherent. I've got another game that I thought up that I'm really keen to start working on, which is kind of a high fantasy edge of the Dangerous Wilds sort of landlord game. And pretty much anything could be content in there. So I could just take this and put it in some kind of deranged construct as dialogue. It would be perfectly at home. Okay, so let me get some bars going. So I've got health bar there, and his name is health bar 2. Oh yeah, I've got other health bars here that I just hid them. So basically the only difference here is going to be the color. So I might set this slider to say 50%. And now why did I not make it red? I think I just selected green and then just ran with it, but that's fine. I might just duplicate that and move it down by 0.2. No, 0.1. I can imagine making this look a lot better, but I can imagine that will take time, so it would be irresponsible. There. Just shift that down a little. Oh, that's not how to do it down. Let's put that there. Okay, so I've got a few different bars here, and I could probably stack them together a little better than that. Just pop that one up to there. Hold on, I'm going to have to pull out the big guns here and use that. Just get them stacked. Now, what are our actual positions here? Two, eight, 3, 3, 6, 4, 5. 1.28, 5. Three, 6, 5, so that's 80 higher. Four, 4, 5, yeah. They're spaced out by 80 each, so that's fine. All right, so which way would we want the bars to go? Yeah, I think maybe health at the top, and maybe make that actually be red. Since we've got multiple bars, we do want them to be as traditional as possible. So we can make that more of a red background color. And the fill area, the fill of a red fill. Then we can grab this one. I'm not sure how I'm going to do these, if I'll just make like separate prefabs or if I'll go with something else. Let's do energy next. So I'll make that yellow. Whoa, it's like traffic lights or upside down traffic lights, depending which way they go. Metal. Okay, got something in the blue or grey. Maybe just a blue-grey kind of color. Grayer. And probably shinier than that for the real one that I eventually make. So these are just using standard sliders, but I can use customized graphics instead. Okay. So this one will be just the build progress. So I think I'll go for like a blue, more of a blue than the other one. What do I do with that? Really fade it out a little bit. Blue, that's not very descriptive. Like a light blue. Like that. Okay, now do I want different prefabs for each of these? Let's see, I think it's only the factories that are going to have these other bars. So maybe I'll just put them on the factory prefab and don't need to reuse it like I do with the health bars. Although the individual robots could have an energy bar. Depending how much detail I want to go into. So could have, at some point you might be able to decide how many batteries do you want to put in and what size generator do you want to put in, and that'll potentially support firing weapons more frequently or being able to move faster, or just support more parts if you attach lots of parts. Anyway, so that's not going to be health bar, that's build progress. And this one can be metal. Balance. Sorry, just looking at something interesting over there. Some kind of auto mod activity there. I'll have to learn how all that works eventually. But that's lower priority than making games. Metal balance, energy balance. And that one's just a health bar, as usual. So I will update the prefab to this one. Yep. Those things. And actually just realized I can probably simplify that somewhat. So let me just grab a factory Oh, they don't have any children yet. That's interesting. Wait a minute. That factory is there, and these are here. So, me turn on grid snapping. Hopefully that will let me just put them there. And why has that gone pink? I don't know what I just did then. Hello? Oh, what's all that? I don't know what these outlines up here are. Not off the top of my head. I probably don't really need to know. Oh wait, are they actually, that's the size of that's the size of the canvas. Yeah. And then the slider is way down there. Does that change the size of the slider at all? It does not. So I could just do that as one by one canvas. Yes, it's just making big canvases for some reason. Maybe I've got the health bar canvas set up to be really big. No overrides according to this. So that's a bit odd. Oh well. Build progress bar. That one by one as well. I mean, it should be 1 by 0.2. Or 1 even. Doesn't make any difference, really. I shouldn't be making them 0.1. Because I'm actually going to put all these onto a single canvas. Which I could do right now. If I move that canvas down, that one, 7.305. Just make that 7.5. No, 7. That'll put the canvas in the middle, and then I can position that slider there. Electrical energy balance. And this is just going to be factory bars. We'll do metal balance. Let's just name the slider that. Put that into there. I just need to remove these prefab connections. Prefab. Oops. Those. Too much clickiness. There. Instead, I want to is it unpacked? I'm just kind of clicking around here. Instead of what I want to do, I'm disconnecting this. think it's unpacked, but I kind of want to check. Unpacked completely, yes. Okay. So I'll just unpack that. And same for these guys. All right, so I've got my factory bars, energy balance. So what I'm doing here, these are canvases, and there's no reason I can't put these on the same canvas. It just didn't want me to because I was moving things between different between prefab instances, which it didn't like. And this is build progress, which I'll need to fix the colors on. So I can delete those two canvases. I don't need them anymore. So now I've got a single canvas with the three, and I've positioned it in the center of the square there. Now I've got grid snap on. To turn that off because I want to move this up by less than half a unit. And I forget exactly where I had energy. Probably about there. Alright, let's fix that build progress color. What have I got selected here? Is that background? But it's the fill that has gone pink for some reason. And I wanted it more of a blue. Maybe somewhere around there. That will certainly do for the moment. Right. Now I need to wire these up. Well, first I should put them into the correct place. So I'll put those factory bars into the factory. And then add all of that to the prefab. And now I can probably jump in my factory script here. There it is. Because that's where all of these three different values live. I could probably break them up into separate systems. But for now, they all live there. So I'll just add some fields in here. I can probably make that a little smaller, given the fact that I've got the magnifier on anyway. Let's go back on there. Okay, factory, just bring that over here. And see what I want to do here. I'm going to need some stuff. Yeah, this factory's definitely got too many things going on. So do I want to implement those as a separate mono behavior that's going to tap into the factory and just keep those bars up to date? I think I will do that, but to do that I'll have to externalize some things. To make these public so I know what the max metal and energy are. Actually, I won't do that because I do want to make them read-only. Right, so yeah, I think that kind of covers everything. All right, so I'm going to make some properties here, which will be read-only. So So I'll have max energy. And yep, that is what I want. Is this an underscore? What is that showing me? Anyway, we want yep, that's what I want there. Still curious about why there's a line under there. Is it just because it's a double space and it's trying to show me? And oh, it's not an end, it's a float. And I will do a max build progress, even though it's just implicitly it's 1. Sure, let's do that. Change it to 1. Okay, and then basically same for these, same as these for metal. Oops. Just grab the word metal and pop it here. Okay, so we've got all our properties and they only have getters, so we can't set them. And that is good. So now I'll make a factory pass component. In my scripts. Okay. So this requires a factory. Where are we here? It is modern behavior. So basically what we're going to do here, start, we'll get the factory. Right. Why do you not recognize a factory? Is there something wrong with it? Public class factory. Yeah, literally is defined right next to it. Looks like it might just be taking its time to figure out that it exists. Yeah, I'm not getting autocomplete on these, so here we go. But basically what we're going to do is just update each bar. And we're also going to want to have Is there something going on here that's just stopping this thing from properly recognizing things from Unity Engine? Anyway, I'll just press on. I'm sure I can write code without all of the fancy stuff. This is going to be a slider. And it's a energy bar. Just duplicate that one and that. And another one is going to be our progress. There we go. Okay, so we're getting that factory. And then on update, it is going to be, oh no, I've got that defined there. Yeah, factory dot current energy. And also make sure that it something. I'm just going to quick look at the health factory here. Hittable object. Hittable object. We'll have some stuff in that. Here, I got my health bar. Update health bar. Here, so min value and max value here. Just settle the min values here. Yep, same thing for that. Max value, just regular value. I think that's what everything's called. Let's click over here and see if that sort of compiles. What's going on here? That's coming from animator graph. Oh, okay. It's not finding slider. UnityEngine.ui. I wonder if I just kind of need to restart Visual Studio because it's been sitting there open for ages. Who's trying to implicitly convert from slider to What's this dot index? Oh, maybe because I have two dots there. That's interesting. If I am here, I'm just looking at magnifier now. If I do that, it follows where the cursor is. That's cool. I don't think that's the case anymore though. So, what's this? Type one is this factory. Yeah, something's definitely not quite going right here. Let me close factory bars. And let me just open that again. I don't think I'm using either of those. It's not even recognizing mono behavior here. Well, that's what it should look like. And the thing is, I don't have anything like nested in somewhere. It's really strange. Oh, should be capital F factory. Let's see if that actually fixes that. Maybe it just needs to have like one successful compile. It's another one of those things that are coming from the animator. If I have the animator open, I can actually see the animator open anyway. Well, anyway, let me grab this factory and I will pop the factory bars script onto it. Right there, please. Thank you. And now I want some sliders in there, so I'm going to grab Angie bar, metal bar, and my build progress slider. Excuse me. And they might all work now. Might be temporarily messed up around here because they've got min value set, but they haven't got a max value set yet. Looks like they've got there's a random floating health bar, and looks like build progress is not updating, even though that should be happening on update. Anything on the console? Lots of rumors about things being destroyed. This looks like maybe related to the. I should have kept Unity open. I mean, I should have maybe reopened Unity after some amount of stuff. I probably can get rid of that logging just there. And that's basically just the making sure to clear the selection. Still not doing syntax highlighting or anything properly. Close Visual Studio and just reopen it. I'll reopen it right on the factory bus script. What I didn't see there was any of those bars actually. Oh no, they were changing just on the first one because I hadn't applied the overrides to the prefab. There we are. Okay, so metal and energy look low. Definitely not seeing build progress here that I would like to see. Still getting this graph thing. Don't think we need that one either. Let's clear out some of this debugging that's debug logging that's just getting in the way. And yeah, what's going on here? Okay, let's see. Yep. Just look that factory there. That one looks good, I think. Energy, current energy, max build current metal, max build progress. So all these sliders are getting set quite low. Just look at that in the scene view. I think I just figured out one of them. Just going to the build progress. And it's it might be set to whole numbers only, which we don't want. It's a slider, it's interactable. Oh. They shouldn't be interactable either because I shouldn't be able to slide that up to there or something while playing. Let's see if I can. It'd be funny if you could just sort of turn the health up. It wouldn't do anything. But yeah, that is not supposed to be interactable. So let's just make sure health bars, health bar sliders are not interactable. And apply that. Override for starters. And now make sure none of these guys are interactable. Okay. Right, and then I think this build progress here needs to have whole numbers. There we go. I think I need that off because it's just going nothing and then suddenly full. So that should get that kind of working. So I'll apply all of that. And then does this factory Yeah, I don't have anything that shows me the current level. But robots cost 10 metal, 100 energy. All right, so there we go. Robot is building. We make 1 metal per second. Robots use 10 metal, but they take 5 seconds to build. So I think that's basically constrained by metal. So if I were to go in this factory and upgrade its metal production to be like 3 per second, then we might start to see that going up. Yeah, there we go, much faster. And a lot of shooting each other in the back. Just gonna look at that bar there. So that's staying at about 0. Energy staying at 0. But I can see a higher number. Is that the right factory? Yeah, that's creeping up. Instead of going up and down as it gets consumed. The energy isn't going up, not surprising, because that factory is producing 20 energy per second. If it's building a robot every 5 seconds, that will be consuming 100 energy, the same as the production. So again, if I had that produce, say, 50 per second, then that should go up instead of staying just static. There might be something wrong with that, though. Now the metal's gone down and the energy is going up, but it's supposed to have a base robot build time of 5 seconds. But that's not 5 seconds, is it? So something wrong with that script. I just didn't have any way to visualize it before. So that's interesting. Let me do an update on that script. So let's make it so that they should be producing double what they need. So every 5 seconds, they need 10 metal. So they should need 2 per second. So let's make 4 per second. And they need 100 energy every 5 seconds. So they need 20 per second. So we'll double that to 40. And leave it at that. And that doesn't need to go on the prefab. But we will. So factory bars seems to be working fine now, as best I can tell. But the factory itself, something wrong with the production. So generating income, progressing the build, that's the place where we might have some issues. It's probably a bit more complicated than it needs to be. Oh yeah, magnify will show stuff on my other monitor, such as the chat. So, whoops, doesn't matter. It's the same chat that's visible here. Oh, thank you for telling me that message twice, Visual Studio. Maybe it's due for like a update and restart or something. All right, so what we've got here is an attempt to make it build up to a certain amount, limited by delta. So delta time, how much time in milliseconds? No, in seconds, sorry, it's a fraction of a second, has passed for the current frame. So we've got that build time of 5 seconds. Divided by, let's do 5.9. Divided by delta time. And at 60 frames a second, anyway, at 60 frames a second, you're looking at about 0.17, sorry. Something like that. And I shouldn't have closed that so quickly. So this is what I'm expecting. $294,000. Yeah, that is wrong. And that'll probably be it, because this should be the other way around. What proportion of the build time is time delta time, not what proportion of delta time is the build time. Okay, so basically then, so that's the maximum possible build that can happen in this time based on the build time. And this is all base build time. That's all I have right now, but it'll increase with parts being added and with choosing a larger chassis versus a standard one or something. Anyway, so that's the maximum proportion of the time that could be spent, and then max time progress. So that's basically where could we get to? Got a current build progress, and just if we added that on, that's how far we could possibly get in the available time, based on how fast this factory can build this robot. And then it's basically, it's like the maximum possible amount of metal that we could have, the metal that's already been used plus the metal that's in the factory, and save energy. And then given that, it's the maximum level of progress we could get to with the total amount of metal in the build. So if we needed, say, 100 for our base metal cost, and the total available was 100, then we could get to 100%. And similar for energy. So then I've got those three possible levels of progress we could get based on each of the resources. And then we're looking which of those is the lowest, because that's going to be what constrains the amount of progress that can be made. And then based on that actual progress that will be made, how much metal, how much energy is it going to get? And that's going to bring that in integer amounts. So it'll bring in whatever amount it can in increments of 1. So it might end up with slightly more than it needs for this frame, but then it won't need it to add any more for the next frame. So that's the amount that actually needs to be transferred from the current metal to the metal in the build, and from the current energy to the energy in the build. So I could actually do 3 bars for the build progress, which would be like the energy and metal that are allocated to the build and the build progress. The much simpler way to do it would be just wait until current energy and current metal are big enough to, high enough to build the whole robot, and then start building it. Just deduct the total amount. But we don't need that. We can incrementally build a bit more like Total Annihilation works, which I like. Okay, that might work now. Just probably didn't need to spend that long talking about it. Just to see if it works, see if it's fixed. So what we should see now is about 5 seconds for the progress. And that feels a lot more like 5 seconds there. They're shooting each other in the back. It's just a little bit funny to me. So these are all producing pretty fast because they're working at normal speed. Some kind of resource management. Yeah, so those, the factories, I haven't sort of thought this through very much, but basically the factories produce their own metal and energy up to whatever their cap is. I don't know if there'll be an upgrade system or something, but part of the idea would be, for example, if I wanted this factory just here to make some very expensive bots, then I could potentially like send resources from this factory into that one, and from this factory into that one, and then this one could produce lots of bots, and these two would be having their resources drained. Like they might just be not producing any bots and just sending their resources to the other factory, something like that. And also just because those resources are produced at a certain rate, if you choose to put on a whole bunch of parts that cost a lot of metal, like you're putting a shield and heavy armor and things like that, then you might be just limited in how fast you can produce them because of the amount of metal, compared to a more balanced build that's using sort of proportionally more energy. So that might be something that needs to be balanced out in some way. So yeah, something like that. I haven't thought through it too much because it's sort of not the main point of it, and it might be overcomplicating things. It might just be that the build time is enough. That'll kind of come out in playtesting. So, well, I've added the bars that I wanted to add, and I'm not feeling too tired, but it's probably a good time to start thinking about wrapping up. Then I have a chance of wrapping up by a reasonable time. So what have I done now? I've fixed that, and yeah, the resources seem to be producing quick enough. That should be increasing by 20 per second because it's consuming 20. This should be increasing by 2 per second. So that means it would take 50 seconds for the metal to cap out. 20 times what equals 5,000. 2,500. So yeah, you do expect the energy to fill a lot slower. Cool. What are these logs here? This is the factory. Yep, that is this thing logging the factory that it has, which is fine. Yeah, I've said this a billion times before. You really need to replace those templates, so you don't have to just use the default templates that Unity ships with. You can make your own templates that have whatever you want. So think I had replaced them, but then I installed a new version of Unity. I didn't have the the new templates. What do I want to do next? Is it to do add health bars? Well, I did that. Health bars and more. So I'll delete that and make a new thing here and decide what I want to do next. So different commands would be useful, I think. Maybe I'll add a part next. Maybe I'll add a shield, which will oh, that's not going to stay anyway because I'm in play mode. Let me turn off play mode here. And that shield will consume more metal. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm just going to change this. Add health bars because that's done. And shield part. And action. There we go. Well, why don't I just make a sprite for that? So, well, 2 sprites really. That's lasers, factory, these things. I'll just you'll copy that, and I'll just add the new frame at the end. Might rearrange these at some point, but I don't want to. Let's copy that. Paste here. Yep. All right. It's not offset, is it? From the others? Oh, that's an empty frame because I copied the other one. All right, so I just want to get my brush and grab some colors and draw a shield. I think shields look something like this. Probably should have turned on symmetry mode. Why is this offset a little bit to the side? It's just how many pixels wide it is, isn't it? I moved it a little to the left. Would not work out well. Just pop that there. And then I will actually get some symmetry. Oops. And where does this go down here? That looks a bit shieldish. What else do shields have? Let's give it like a middle thing of some kind. That doesn't look good. Looks like just kind of random junk on there now. take it away. The middle bit was good. Maybe like a thing like that. And then like fill it in. That's looking close. That'll do for a shield. So that's my shield icon. And I need another frame. And it's the old robot before the overhaul. Here's the new robot there. Oops, wrong one. That's just extra. Alright, so that's the robot. So if this robot had a shield, it would look like what? Maybe sort of like this shape. Went way too wide just there. Why is my eraser got low opacity? Wait, what? Because that's a blurred form on eraser. Shortcut E. Oh, I was just pressing the wrong thing. Fair enough. Okay. So I'll go with something like that. Put something on there. Whatever that might end up being. Oops. Pushed. A bit's kind of folded around. Yeah, it looks decent on the thumbnail there. Need to work on that decoration a little. It might just be like a circle. Like real shields have. That hand protecty metal buckler thingy. That looks close enough to a circle for my liking. So I think I can basically sort of fill that in a bit here. And then have it dark at the bottom. At the top there, that makes it look like it's standing out. It's amazing how just a few pixels you can kind of get that kind of effect. There, now it really looks like something's standing out, but I think I need to that there. And maybe that color there. And then move this whole lot down a pixel. Looks weird just there. Maybe I do that. That's kind of a blur tool again, isn't it? Just putting my no, that's not working either. My hand in a weird place today. It's not quite lining up on the keys. Okay. Now I'm just going to erase some of that robot out of the way. Because I don't want that in the way. Just get a bigger eraser. And just grab that and just bring it in a bit. So it'll be overlapping the robot somewhat. Good. And I'll just grab this outline and give it the same color outline as the main robot. Hopefully that doesn't kind of wreck the whole appearance. And there's probably a quicker way for me to do that as well. There we go. Yeah, I think I could do something with this bit to make it look less wonky shaped by doing some anti-aliasing kind of stuff. But I won't do that right now. Okay, so basically I've got the shield here. And I'm wondering, should I leave it there so it's in the right position for the robot? Or do I move it to the center of this? And then just position it. Because I think I'd like to have it animating, sort of getting knocked in a bit when the robot gets hit. Anyway, let's just save that for now, and I'll leave it there. I can still animate it from there, so that's okay. I think just as I add more parts, I might, no, I'll center it actually. About there, just there we go. Because I want to add a bunch of parts. That would have been a good time to mute. It's that kind of season in these parts. I'm going to clear that. Yes, let's look in our project art. These sprites. Slice this. Looking good. Slice. Okay. What's my apply button there? All right. Now, how am I going to add a shield? Well, I guess I'll probably make a shield prefab of some sort. So I'll just grab my robot prefab to start with. That's the game window, so there we go. Just pop a robot here. And just get that onto into position. And now laser gun. I think so. We've got the laser gun on there. And what I'm going to do is I'll just add the shield. I want to make the shield just absorb damage when it's being held up. Anyway, first things first, let's just get a shield onto here somewhere, like so. And we'll name that shield. And I'll just put a shield on here. Could do interesting things with doing stuff with attachment points and such. Now that shield should be, let's just select a tile then. That shield should be in front of the robot. So we've got a sprite renderer here, and we're ordering layer 0 on default layer. This shield, set position 1, set position -1. It's the same set position now. It's lower in the hierarchy, so I think that makes it always render in front. So that's cool. So what I might do actually is I was going to say animate the robot whenever it gets hit to have that shield move. But there are already going to be animations going on. Animating the shield at the same time might cause issues. I wonder if this would be good to have the shield at the side and then it goes, puts it forward when it's shielding. Yeah, I think that would be good because the whole idea with this is it should add an action to block with the shield. So I could do 2 sprites, but I won't. I'll just do 1. So I'll put the shield there. Or so, maybe here. Here, maybe even rotate it. Oh, it's too far. We have the shield like held at the side like that. And over here. So it's sort of carrying it along. And so that will just sort of be there. do is basically disable the shield if it, on any that spawn without a shield. Is that like this there? Or? A bit lower. Yep, that'll do. Right, so now I've got that robot. I want to add a new animation for that. So I'll just create an animation. Where's animations? Animation. Robot block animation. There we go. So I'll grab the animator, and now I'll need to open an animator window. Animation, animator. There we go. So we're going to need a new state here. And make it similar to fire laser state. We've just got an animation, speed 1, so on. Yeah. Color block. Motion will be robot block animation. And no transitions exist yet. So we can transition to there. And that transition will just be at exit time 1. Fixed duration. No transition duration. No interruption. Seems fine. Does that look the same? 1, yes, 0, 0, none. Yep, block looks fine. Okay, so now I just need to actually make this block animation. So I'll get my robot, I'll get an animator window, math window, animation, animation. Okay, so here's my animation. And I've got robot walk animation selected. Let me just go to the scene here. So I've got that robot selected. And I'll be able to move that shield around. So I'll just select that block. Fire laser doesn't have the animation on the end. Okay, now what we want here, we're going to add the shield. Transform position and rotation. There we go. So basically want to record that. So then we'll jump to that keyframe and put the shield over here. Give it a rotation of 0 and put it in front just there. And that'll do. I think that might work. Stop recording, play the animation. It'd be nice to have some kind of easing of that motion. I think the best I could do is maybe have it do most of the motion by about here. Add a keyframe. There we are. So I could move it more of the way forward and more of the way rotated. So it's like closer to the final state. And we could try that. back to there or something. Oh, did moving that keyframe there make that keyframe not have? Yeah, so I'm going to really push that up there and really get that sort of closer. Okay, let's try that. Oh, it's going to go up and back down. So actually it should be, oops, that's the wrong play button. So now we're waiting. It's holding this little shield there. It's never going to use it because I haven't got anything to trigger that animation. Oh, just realised this is not like docked in there. Gotta get that back onto the block. Okay, so what it should be is like to here, at this keyframe here, we should be all the way deployed. So that should be shield, rotation 0, and out to here. So, and then about here, we'll do another keyframe that also has that. And here we want it basically back to there. So I think if I copy that component and then go here and paste those values. I don't think that has worked. I think I need to actually record. Go there. Setting up with all these random positions for this to be. That's fine. Okay, and then that keyframe there, and just paste that in so it keeps it the same. Okay, grab this one. Jump to that frame at the end and just paste the values. Okay, stop recording, give it a try. There we go. If it sits there blocking, it'll do that. And later on I can do optimizations for if it's like blocking twice in a row, then just keep the shield up. Or just give it an amount of time to block for. But that'll do. That's good. Okay, so I'll just do that. Let's get that all saved. So new action getting added. That's exciting. So running out of time for today's stream, but that's okay. Might be able to quickly add that. Okay, so we have probably probably got our actions in here somewhere. Robot actions. So we'll need to add another, which is called vlog. There we go. So I think in the routine editor, oops, command sprites right here. Yeah, so I'll just go grab my routine editor and just add that sprite in there for the shield. On there. Go. So that will just not break. I try and use that. Now, this is interesting. It's starting to go to the point where I need to customize things because this command palette at the moment, I have this with all these brushes. And I should just duplicate that one, I guess. And the action would be block. And the sprite on here, need to change to 17. There we go. So that's that, but I also shouldn't have this active unless the robot has got that part on it, which I have no system for attaching parts at the moment. Anyway, that should almost work, except that robot needs to be able to follow that routine. So in robot, here, I just need another case in this case statement. Just play that animation, the block. Okay, so that should basically work. I just haven't coded anything here for the shield to block. Do they take reduced damage? I would say no damage when they use the shield, but maybe the shield has some kind of limited utility. So one way to do that I think would work quite well would be give that shield a collider and have it be able to just soak up the stuff, damage. So if I make a collider for that, just give it an appropriate size, like that and that. Just zoom there a bit, get it offset a little bit to the y direction. That's too much. 0.01. Not enough. 0.2. There we are. That looks fine. That should be able to soak up lasers like that. 0.17. That's better. Cool. So that's the collider on there. Now I need to make this not collide with the robot that it is attached to, because that would be bad. So I think it's probably about time I started setting up some layers for collision purposes. So what I can do with this shield though is I'll make it a hittable object. And that automatically adds a rigid body. Just put the hittable object script up there, or even above the spray renderer. Right, what kind of rigid body have we got on this? Does it need a rigid body of its own? I don't know, but let's make it kinematic. And yes. Alright, I haven't used rigid body layers for some time. But I believe we can configure in the project settings. Should be able to set up all the UI layers. Physics 2D perhaps. Thank you for telling me that my Dropbox is almost full. Wonderful. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about here, where we've got the collision layers, layer collision matrix. That's for the physics system. Here's a physics 2D system. Do those collision layers work for both types of physics? 2D, physics 2D. Collision matrix. Okay, so look, someone says 2D collision matrix does not work in Unity 2020. Okay. Interesting. Ignore layer collision. Sounds useful. Okay. Yeah. Use collider mask. I'm just wondering why I don't see that in Physics 2D. Well, let me have another look here. So physics 2D here. Oh, there it is. It's down here for physics. And it is on a separate tab here. So I think we want to add new layers. And what's all this multi-threading stuff? That looks like we should collapse that away and not think about it. Cool. Where do we add layers? Got all these layers here. Let me put that over there. And just want to make sure this rigid body is not doing stuff like having gravity happen and stuff like that. And I think the layer we're talking about is this layer here. So let's just add a layer. All right, so I was talking about having, like, getting rid of friendly fire. I'm not sure if I want to get rid of friendly fire because I think it might be part of the puzzle. How do you make sure your units don't shoot each other? Anyway, where do I want to start here? I guess nothing's going to happen with any of these. But I'll start at 10. We got friendlies, enemies. Actually, yeah, I can have like friendly factories, enemy factories, friendly bots, enemy bots, and projectiles. And friendly bot parts. Now, part of the problem here is that my bots, at the moment, it's like the same prefab. So I need to kind of flip them to a different one. I mean, there's nothing in the code right now that makes any kind of difference between like friend or foe. So that's something I might need to do as well. But I am out of time and starting to go over time. So I better not do that. But okay, I've got all these layers now. And so in this matrix, I basically don't want friendly bots to friendly bot parts should not interact with friendly bots. Shouldn't collide with them. Oh, there's enemy bots. Sorry, friendly bot parts with friendly bots. Enemy bot parts with enemy bots. We don't want. We also don't want them to hit enemy factories. Friendly bot parts shouldn't hit friendly factories. Enemy projectiles should hit friendly factories. Maybe don't hit your own factories. Or do, I don't know. Should hit friendly bots. Don't hit your own kind. And they don't hit other projectiles. Okay, friendly projectiles do not hit. Collide with enemy projectiles or friendly projectiles. They do hit enemy parts, but not your own parts. They hit enemy bots, not friendly bots. Enemy factories, not friendly factories. Okay, and friendly factories don't collide with friendly bots. The two different types of factories could potentially collide together. Friendly factories don't collide with each other. But the friendly bots do collide with each other. Okay, I think that's probably about right. All right. So now if I grab this robot and set it to be a friendly bots. Sure, change the children. Okay, and then the shield, change that to friendly bot parts. And apply that. Now, go to my laser prefab here. And that is friendly projectiles. It's pretty much just, if it's for enemy, then put the layer up by one. Whoa. What happened there? Still looks fine here. Just seems to have confused the preview. Looks like something you'd find on the internet. I should just check if this is actually like working at all now, because it should be able to block. Wait, what have I got selected here? Anything? Let's get this one to block. Block, shoot. Cool. Got exploded. Might go like walk, block. And I haven't actually thought about the. Oh yeah, so the lasers aren't hitting anymore because I made them not hit, and they're all friendly. So I need to fix that really. So I need to make a factory able to be an enemy factory. Yeah. Okay. So now we got is enemy equals false by default. Then all these enemy factories, just close that stuff. We've got our friendlies, here's the enemy factories. All of these guys need to have his enemy true. And I could make a separate enemy factory prefab that's identical to the other one, but as that. Anyway, okay. Another enemy. And that means that their layer is going to be enemy factories. Why can't change the children? What have they got in there? Factory pass, yeah, that doesn't really matter at all. Okay, these, we call those B layer friendly factory. Friendly factories. Yes, why not for children? Okay, so basically then they'll need to set their robot, then create a robot. It will have to be set to be an enemy as well. Similar to how they set the routine. It's already that late, hey? Like false by default, but now in factory does spawning spawn robot here. We go. So if we're an enemy, then it's an enemy as well. There's probably a different way I could do this with teams. So it's on some team or another. But also I think I need to how do I look up a layer by name? I don't know right now, so me just have a look at those layers. Yeah. Enemy bots layer 13. Should probably just look up how to do that. It's pretty simple. Layer mask name to layer. Look at that again. Enemy space bots. I don't know if I should have spaces in there, but anyway, I'm going to copy that bit of code because I'm going to need that. So when a robot That's not how you spell. Shoot laser. So we play that, but I think that triggers this. Yes, we'll just update the layer if this is an enemy. Enemy projectiles. Okay, so that should make this into evil lasers. Could even change the color of them if I wanted. Is that everything I need? Oh, the parts. The robot parts will also need to be updated, but I also haven't done anything to hide the shield. So basically need something when the factory is selected to choose what parts to include, like shield yes or no. I should just pause this when they fire. Not everyone has fired. Okay, so let's have a look. We got a projectile here. It is enemy projectiles. This one here, friendly projectiles. And this, enemy bots, enemy bots, enemy bots. Oh, these are enemy bots as well. They're all counting as enemy bots. Enemy bots with friendly projectiles. Hold on. What about the factories? Friendly factories. Reducing enemy bots. Is our prefab enemy bots? No, it's a friendly bots. So factory is enemy. Equals false. Wait a minute. These factories. Friendly factories. Factory is enemy. No. So I don't expect any of these factories to make enemy bots. Yet we're ending up with bots in the enemy bots layer instead of friendly bots layer. Alright, so the bit where I did that was where? Oh, that's why. it was just putting them on the wrong. It was putting them on that layer unconditionally. To do settle the parts. Okay, there we go. So these upgrades are things that would give you better stats on your robot at the cost of more resources and more time. Oh, hey. When was that? 2206. 3 minutes ago. Yes, that was a bug. And this was the missing bit of code. So that might work now. We may have them not hurting each other. And I better go and get some sleep while I still have some amount of voice left. I think I need to give a presentation tomorrow for my day job, so it would probably be good to still have voice capabilities. All right. Now, let's get some of these blocking. So let's just set this one to go walk, block, block. Oh, cool. It actually blocks the robot that walked into it. I haven't actually checked what those shields are like. What their yeah, this little robot here has the shield. It's a hittable object, right? 100 hit points and 100 max hit points, and does 50 collision damage. So let's see what happens to that. If that thing walks out and fires a laser at it. Has that thing just taken 50 damage? Oh, right. I think its own shield is friendly and it's an enemy, right? So this robot is enemy bots. The shield is friendly bot parts. So yeah, it's just basically got hit by its shield on spawn. So that'll be fixed when I do that to do. And then is it going to do laser? Just shot that bot with the laser, but then because it's been hurt by its shield, poor thing. I want to do that to them. So basically, need to get the shield, child. Okay, we can't select the shield in factory yet, but that's where we are. So we do want to find I think this maybe find child. I haven't done that in a while. How do I look up by name? I guess it's on the transform, right? Transform.find. Because the transform is where the positions are all done. So, yeah, that's. So I'll find the shield. So this is where I would disable the shield. Right. Empty layer. And that'll be, I think, enemy bot parts. Let's just check this. Friendly bot parts. Enemy bot parts. Yep, that looks right. So that should stop them taking that damage. That is done. Okay. Let's see that work. And then that'll have to do me because I have gone over time by half an hour. Problem is at this time of night, everybody's asleep. So there's no external accountability for being up too late because nobody is missing my presence. So I'll click over build. What's this? So I've confirmed that working. Maybe get rid of that health bar and random robot as well. So let's get this one blocking. Do 3 blocks. I think they're still getting hit by the lasers. I think the lasers are a bit high. Maybe they're going over the collider. Let's see. Let's get this one to spawn a laser. Oh, I think the timing's off there. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I want to select this bot. That shield, really. Just see what's happening here. Laser goes to there. I wasn't paying attention to whether that did damage. It's got 10 HP left. So we might be actually getting a collision event because of the parent. Okay, let's do the same with this. Oh, that one hasn't got a shield up anyway. Let's just do lots of clicks. So that hit this shield, 50 damage. But the bot didn't take any damage, so that's working. Here comes a laser. Behind that explosion there. That laser might have already hit the shield. Yeah, it's down to 30. So, appears to have soaked it. Here we go. And the laser coming is there. Here it comes. Absorbed by the shield again. Oh, is it going to like break the animation if the shield is destroyed? Let's just have these just go shoot. It's just, oops, and to resume play, not stop play. Oh gosh. 23, no, I'm in 24. I'm in the future. I'm almost as far forward in the future as you can get. So, yes, it'll be tomorrow, and it'll be the 25th in less than 2 hours for me. Okay, so these are the blockers over this side. So, walk and block. And these could be the shooters. So walk, shoot. Maybe 4 shots. See if that has them walking into each other. Oh, the timing's off for the blocking. I see some shields getting broken here. Okay, there's a shield. No hit points. But I guess it's not getting destroyed. There's no explosion prefab. Is that what's going on? It's trying to make an explosion. Yeah, let's make a new explosion prefab for that. We'll actually get our regular explosion prefab. Sure. I'll just duplicate that. If I have an option to duplicate it. No, let's just put it there. And then I want to scale this one down. So just get like a little like that. And then I basically want to name that like small explosion. And just want to unpack completely prefab, then make a new small explosion prefab. Okay, so now I can grab that in my robot. The shield needs to have its explosion prefab right there. And prefab. Yeah, I can give it a little health bar. Let's just grab this health bar here. No overrides on that one, so let's just disconnect that one from its prefab. And then just make it into a mini one as well. even smaller than that, I think. Yeah, tiny little thing. I'm going to undo those changes actually, because I think actually just scaling the whole thing smaller would give me a better effect. Just like a scale down and then, yeah, like half again of that. Yeah, I think something like that will be good enough. Okay, so that is my little health bar go. Yes, just name that one small health bar. And that can be what the shield gets. Because I don't remember if I wrote the code to work without a health bar. Did I just drag regular health bar? Yeah, small health bar. There we go. Good. Let's see if that actually makes that be able to get destroyed. I don't know how that animation's going to go though. Yeah. Trying to do the shield animation when there's no shield. Well, that looks interesting. The health bar is like an angle on there. Oh, also the health bar is not on there because I have not applied the overrides. So this will look weird, but that's okay. Hey, Judy IRB, how's it going? I was gonna, I meant to finish up by now, but I got a bit carried away. So I'm just adding wonky health bars onto these shields to give these guys little, make these ones do the shielding. Let's see if those, where are we? Just here, let's just see if we can observe this shield taking damage. So it's at full health right now. Shield goes up. Enemy should be firing a laser at point blank. Looks like it collided with both. It definitely did damage to the shield though. And then that'll just probably destroy each other. Maybe the next one. Cool, Sri Lanka. I'm just trying to think if I know someone from Sri Lanka. But not that I know of. So that's cool. Yeah, just a bit further around to the west from me. Now, come on, laser. You can hit that shield. No. Oh, yep. There we go. That shield absorbed that. Next laser. Oh, that one's going to hit the robot. Yep. Might get a robot colliding with a shield. that bot behind just here should be able to get a laser through to there as well. Okay, will it collide on the shield just there? It has, but it wasn't enough to destroy it, so it's going to keep going and hit the bot as well. Comes the other laser, might destroy the shield. Yes, it did destroy the shield. And then I'll just open that console. And let's see what happens next. I think it's just standing there trying to do the shield action. Because it's not ready to walk yet. Seems fine, I don't get any errors. There we go. That's good. That seems to be working. And just for fun, let's get that factory with a laser action in between. So block, shoot, block. Then take a step forward. These ones are. It is funny when they just walk straight into each other. See if I put an extra block in there, that would cause a problem. Might make them take one extra step. That way they'll be a bit further forward, and they might catch the enemies on their shields. But they will run into each other a little bit, I think. That one did. Yeah. Now from here on, they should be okay. Oh, didn't catch it on the shield. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll figure out how to actually play this game in the near future. Walk, walk. Laser, laser shield. Maybe something like that. They're kind of on the back foot here. That's not shield. What am I doing? Use the shield. I've stopped one laser at least. Well, that'll do there. I better call it. So thanks for watching. Looking a lot more busy with bars now. Need to kind of fix the rotation on that health bar for the shield. Keep it oriented. Oriented the right way, even as the shield rotates. There's a problem for another day. Plenty of things to do. Alright, I'll start a build, so that should be up on Edge within about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm just going to start that and walk away. So I won't know if it fails. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll sign off now. And go get some rest. Have a good day or evening or whatever it might be.